Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming to our virtual wool walk at Woolbearers. My shopping website is woolbearers.net. Use code NJWOOL for any available discounts. Excellent. Well, a lot of my yarn will be offered at 10 to 20% discount for wool workers. Newer yarns and hand-dyed yarns are not available for discounts. I'm open for business and hope you can come into my shop as well. My address is 90 High Street in Mount Holly. And if you do come in, please wear a mask and use the hand sanitizer located in the front of the shop. Hi. I've been in business for over 16 years and have lots of yarn equipment and tools for needle felting. And I dye my own yarn under the Woolbearers label. Today, Ryan from Cozy Colorworks is here, and at the end of the hour, he'll talk about Cozy Colorworks. Excuse me. I carry most of the major brands of yarn, such as Cascade, Barocco, Rowan, and smaller companies like Kelborn Woolens and the fiber companies. Lots of different hand dyers, and a few other companies that I'd like to highlight today. I want to start off by showing you some garments from Biches Buches yarns. Biches Buches are located in Paris, France, and their yarn is spun in a small family-owned mill in Scotland. I carry there the Petit Lambswool, and the Gros Mohair. The Petit Lambswool is a fingering weight. It's 270 yards in each skein, and I carry over 30 shades. And if there's a color that you want that I currently don't have, I'll be happy to order it for you. And the gauge, of course, varies with the fingering weight, depending upon what you're knitting. The Gros Mohair is 28% silk and 72% kid mohair, and knits anywhere from 5 1/4 to 4 stitches to the inch. Now I'm going to show you some garments. Okay, the first one, and all these patterns are on Ravelry. The first one is called number 11, and the smaller size uses 6 skeins of Le Petit Lambswool. And I think it's the perfect sweater to wear on a day like today. The second and third garments are called number 3 and number 5, and they're the same sweater, just with different colorways. They take 5 different colors, and the main color takes between 4 and 6 skeins, and the other colors, there's 3 more colors, 1 or 2 skeins for each color. It's number 3 and number 5. The next one is Summer in Norway. And this takes between 4 and 6 skeins for the main color and 1 to 2 skeins for the contrast, for the color work. And it's really soft when it's finally blocked and felt. It doesn't felt, but it feels almost like it's felted. Flower Buds was featured in Lane Magazine number 8, and it's work double-stranded. One strand of Le Petit Lambswool, and 1 strand of, they used a Zager Alpaca 1. It's a merino alpaca lace weight, but you can use any lace weight yarn. And it takes between 3 and 5 skeins of the lamb's wool, and depending upon what you're using, 2 or 3 skeins of the lace weight yarn. And that's flower buds. The next sweater is one of Andrea Mowry's designs. It's called Heartstrings. And I did make this one. And it uses between 3 and 5 skeins of the main color. And then there's 4 other colors for the color work. And it's a crop sweater. This, you know, it looks like Audrey Hepburn could wear this sweater. Okay. Andrea Mowry also created one of her latest patterns. It's called Junction, and she used the Biches Buches cashmere lambswool, which I don't carry at the moment, but again, if you really want it, I'm happy to order it for you. But you can easily substitute the Petit Lambswool for it. It's exactly the same yardage. And I've put together some combinations because she used a spin cycle dyed in the wool for the top. I have Primrose Homestead, which is the same kind of yarn, and I put together some combinations for you. Astrid from Biches Buches just designed a shawl. I just saw this on Instagram a few days ago. She designed a shawl that uses 3 colors of the Gros mohair that I have in stock. The pattern is called number 59, and it uses 2 skeins each of dark red, dark gold, and dark khaki. And I do have them all in stock. I just finished knitting Camilla Vad's Magnolia Chunky Cardigan. I haven't woven in the ends yet, but I will. I mean, it's literally just came off my needles. It's just a great pattern. So I double stranded this with Le Gros mohair and the Petit Lambswool. I'll show you the back. And it's a cropped cardigan. So it's a pretty quick knit, but it's great. I'm going to wear it all fall. I can see that now. Okay, another brand that I carry is Lopi. I have 3 different types of Lopi yarn. The first one is Alphas Lopi, which I think everybody's familiar with. It's been around for a million years. It's a bulky weight of 3.5 stitches to the inch and have lots of different colors in it. I also carry Let Lopi, and it's a worsted Aran weight. And I do have every color that they make with this yarn. And I just started carrying Flotu Lopi, which is pencil roving that you can knit with. Usually when people knit with it, they double strand it so that it doesn't pull apart, or even triple strand it. And I have lots of different colors in that as well. I'm going to show you some garments. Lopi. I have a trunk show from book 39 right now. So I hope you can come in and see. The first garment, it's a coat. I can't get the whole coat in the picture. It's called Flieger, I think. I might be mispronouncing. And it's made from Alphas Lopi. And the coat takes anywhere from 8 to 10 skeins for the main color. And then there's 5 different colors, 1 skein each for the color work. Will keep you nice and warm this winter. Let's see. Oh, there it is. The second garment is called Etremont. It uses let lopi, and it buttons down the front and it buttons down the back. So it's kind of cool. And it uses, the main color is 6 to 8 skeins, and then 4 skeins of the black, and 1 to 2 skeins of 4 more colors. Spodor is a poncho made from Plotulopi. And it uses 2 to 3 plaits for the main color and 1 for the contrast. This one is called 9X, and it's made in let lopi. And it uses 7 to 10 skeins in the main color, 3 for the black, and 1 to 2 skeins for the remaining colors. And again, all these garments are from book 39, which I have in stock. Or you can get them on Ravelry. And the last garment I have, it's supposed to be a child size. It looks kind of big to me. The sizes they have are 6 to 12, so this must be the 12. And it uses 5 to 8 skeins of the main color and 1 skein each, 3 colors for the color work.
Amanda Chadwick is asking, what were the yarns shown earlier for Junction?
I used the the Petit Lambswool for the Junction and the Primrose. I can get a skein of Primrose out real quick. I'll be right back. So this is the Primrose Homestead, and this is the Petit Lambswool, and these are some of the combinations that I put up. And the Primrose has 250 yards in it, so it's good yardage compared to the spin cycle. Okay, I also carry Jameson yarns, and I have the Spindrift and the DK weight, and I also have the Heather Aaron weight, which I don't have a skein right here with me, but I do have it in stock. I have over 150 colors in the Spindrift and over 100 colors in the DK weight. And right now I only have about 10 colors in the Aaron weight, but I'll be getting more. Kate Davies is one of my favorite designers, and she used to use it a lot. Then she started making her own yarn, so she's not using the Spindrift too much anymore. But a long time ago, I had a knit along, and we all made her Rams and Yows blanket. And it uses 8 colors of the natural colors in the Spindrift. And it was a lot of fun to make. The most tedious part, believe it or not, was doing the border, because I had over 900 stitches on the needle, and it just took a long time to get around. But it's made in the front and the back too, so it's a lot of border. Anyway, that's the Rams and Yows blanket. And then I also had to make the hat to match. Another one of her hat designs is the Piri Floors. And this took, I think it was 6 colors of spindrift. There's no Shetland Wool Week this year, but every year they have a special hat for when they celebrate Shetland Wool Week. And a bunch of years ago, they did the bobble hat, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. It's made of the heather Aran. And I sold so much yarn for this hat over and over again. And like every year I think, oh, we're done with it, but I keep getting more orders for it. Last year, or 2 years ago, the roadside beanie was the hat for the week. And again, I think this is 6 or 7 different colors of spindrift. And last year's hat was Katie's Cap. Again, 6 colors of spindrift. Okay, so I think a lot of you already know that I dye my own yarn. I started dyeing yarn way before I opened up the shop, and I've really expanded to quite a few different bases. My most popular yarns are using my gradient packs. This one is a new colorway that I just developed. And these are bright reds. But I have lots and lots of different colors. True Colors uses 2 gradient packs and then another skein of sock yarn. This pattern is designed by Melanie Berg. And excellent. I have a customer who developed her own set of colors for it. And this is what she came up with. She used 1 pack of my sunset gradients, and then she took some of my mini skeins and incorporated them. And then the black that she used was a Barocco Ultra Wool Fine. And I'm just blown away with her color choices. I think it's great. Oh, I'm going to develop a set for these if anybody else wants to do those colors. The Anara wrap uses 2 gradient packs, uses the grays. You can see the grays and the teals. That's been very popular. Oh, and one of my customers used the pinks and the grays. Lamina is another one that I used 2 different packs. I used the brown and gold pack and incorporated it with the grays. And I was just chance what colors I used. I didn't use anything in a particular order, just whatever looked good to me. Sarah Punderson, that many of you probably know, she's a designer who lives down the shore, saw my grading packs when I first did them and designed this shawl called Sail On. It's available on Ravelry and just uses 1 kit. And she originally did it in the blacks and grays. And then she decided that she wanted to keep it for herself. So I asked her if she would make another one for me, and she did. This is the raspberry and gold colorway. Andrea Mallory's pint size, so faded pint size, uses just one kit up to a size 4. And then if you're going to do a bigger size, you'd need 2 packs, because I ran out of one of the colors if I had tried to make it any bigger. I'm really excited about this. I just finished, again, I got to weave in all of the ends. I just finished the test knitting this for Amba O'Brien. She does these Advent patterns every year. And this one is called the Radvent Cardigan. And it's made with 25 mini skeins, double stranded with kid silk lace. And then the bottom ribbing is double stranded with my cash sock and kid silk lace. And there's all the different colors that I used. Oops. Go back to them. And there's all the different mini skeins I have. I probably have like 50 colors right now. Okay, so some of the other kits. I don't know if you can see this. This is her adventuring scarf. Again, 25 different colorways. And this was a lot of fun to knit because you just want to keep seeing how the color changes are going to look. And I've kitted it up in this nice box. I don't know if you can, too much reflection there, but you can see it here. Yeah, okay. So some of the other kits I have are the Habitation Throw, Helen Stewart. I think it's 24 mini skeins. And I just love doing blankets. And this one is from Grandma with Love. It's Melanie Berg. It's 6 by 6 squares, I believe. I'll have a little bit of lace in them. I think it takes about 8 or 9 skeins. I can't remember exactly, but I have the kit here. I just love making this. The next kit I have is the escalator wrap. And it uses, I think, 6 mini skeins plus a full skein. Slice of Light by Suzanne Summers. And this one uses just 3 skeins of yarn, 1 kid silk lace. I used my cash sock yarn. 2 different colorways. And there's a little bit of brioche in here, but don't let that scare you. It's not that much, and it's really pretty easy to do.
Tanya Kulin wanted to know what the name of that one was called again.
This is called Slice of Light, and it's Suzanne Summers is the designer. A few years ago, I did the Blaze Shawl. I made a lot of kits out of this. And this was, I don't know, all of these patterns are so much fun to make. Just a little bit of color work, a lot of fringe. Lacy Business is just 2 skeins of sock yarn. The colorways I used for this one were my Fairy Dust and Fire Starter. And let's see, I think it actually goes this way. It was a pretty quick knit. We can't not show you Find Your Fade. I'm sure a lot of you have already knit one. You can't have too many of these. So it's 7 different colorways. And I've made a kit for this colorway.
Mindy wanted you to repeat the name for that one.
For this one? This is Find Your Fade. Okay. Okay, and then I also had to do What the Fade. And there's a little brioche in here too, which is a lot of fun.
Just asking for the one before Find Your Fade.
The one before Find Your Fade was Lacy Business. Okay. And this, I believe, was 6 skeins. And I used all different kinds of yarn for it. Now I just finished, so it's not blocked, and I've got tons of ends to weave in. I used my mini skeins for the butterfly or the papillon shawl.
What your fade brioche?
Yes. What Your Fade is brioche. And the papillon was made with 5 different colorways. And I have that kitted up. Some of the newer yarns that I've just started dyeing are the Targhee Fingering. And it's Targhee wool is sheep. And I think Brooklyn Tweed uses Targhee wool in his yarn also. And I think this will make great sweater yarn. I also started dyeing a silk merino blend. And then one of my all-time favorites is Baby Llama Glow. And here's a Mobius cowl that I made with the Baby Llama Glow. Using the Mobius cast on from Kat Bordy, who just died this week. Who was a genius. Okay, next I'm going to talk about Zandy Peters. A lot of you probably are familiar with her. I met Zandy in 2015 when she was looking for hand dyers from New Jersey. I packed up all my mini skeins and fingering weight and met her in the city. She thought I was crazy for carrying all those yarns on the subway. But since then, I've dyed yarn for her. We've done retreats in Ocean City with her, and she's taught here. And I hope to have her back when the pandemic is over. Our first collaboration was for her book, Jersey Shore Knits. And I did the seashells shawl. And it's been very popular. It takes 6 skeins, 2 of 3 colors. And I have this kitted up as well. My second collaboration was with her book, Jersey Shore Knits 2. And I did the saltwater taffy with my fingering weight yarn. And I think it's 5 different colors, if I'm not mistaken. This is her fox paws. This is what got her really well known. It's done using what she calls stacked stitches, stacked increases and stacked decreases. And it looks a lot harder than it is. You just have to concentrate a lot on one row. This is great. Her mom actually made this one out of my superwash chunky. And the last things I want to show you is a few weeks ago, I spoke with Romi Hill. She's a designer from Texas, and she did a shawl called the High Sierra shawl. And I made up some kits for those. And these, here they are. And I'm using my gradient packs plus 1 skein of sock yarn. Okay, so I have lots and lots of other yarns. This is just a little bit of what I have in stock. So I hope you can come in or call. If you go on my website, I have a lot of yarn on my website, but certainly not everything that I have in the store. There just aren't enough hours in the day. So if you give me one moment, I'm going to turn you over to Ryan, and he's going to show you his Cozy Color Works. Be right back.
Great presentation. Is there a limit to the number of people in the store?
Hello, I'm Ryan. I don't know where the sound is coming from, but I am Ryan with Cozy Color Works. We're a mother and son dyeing team, custom dyers of superwash 100% merino wool. We carry fingering weight that you see in front of me here on the table. We have EK behind me, and we also carry worsted and bulky weights. Just to give you an idea what we have down here today, we have 550 yard skeins of fingering, 275 yards for the BK, 200 for the worsted, and 100 yards for our bulky. So we have tons of yarn down here for you guys. I know that the angle doesn't show it perfectly, but we got tons of stuff on the wall. Myra's got tons of stuff in her shop here, and we'd love to see you come down here. I did want to highlight just one pattern that we have with us here today. It's the bright side. I don't know how well you can see that probably, but I'm gonna bring it up here for you. So this pattern right here is one we just did. So we have a new sample for it. I wanted to show you the yarn that we used and the pattern itself. So this is our bright side. You can see the fun thing about this is that you're going to pop that color out as you go around. You can see it there. So it's really cool contrast. And it only takes 1 skein. We have these in stock today. So this is the exact color that was used for this. And it's the bright side again. That's just one of our samples here. We have quite a few other things, as well as, like I said, lots of yarn. So if you want to see us today here at Cozy Color Works, Myra's shop, Woolbearers. Come on down for the yarn crawl, right? And hopefully we see you all soon.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. You know, this is a little short presentation. So we'll see you all soon. Bye.